Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the North Node transiting the 10th house in a natal chart. Now, on average, the North Node will traverse a house for approximately a year and a half. However, if your house size is a little bit larger than average, then the North Node will be in there for a little bit of a longer duration. If your house size is a little bit smaller than average, then the North Node will be in there for a little bit of a shorter period. Well, anyway, people, first thing I'll look at when the North Node transits one's natal 10th house, well, this could be a time where you might have a strong development in terms of your career and your livelihood. It could be a period where career matters may figure more prominently than usual. It could indicate perhaps a need to confront 10th house matters. It could be the dominant parent, which is generally the father. Keep in mind when you have a transit when the North Node transits the 10th house, the South Node is, of course, transiting the 4th house. So this is like that house where you're not like trying to eradicate the energy, but merely bring a little bit of it in to the 10th house and not let it dominate you, because during this transit, the focus is supposed to be more on the 10th house as opposed to the 4th house. You might extricate yourself a little bit from the 4th house, such as things connected with your home, your family. When you have the South Node transiting the 4th, it could be a period where you might be taking care of a debilitated parent. There might be a lot of family diversions and distractions. There could be something where you might be overly concerned, perhaps over emotional security. You might really feel being at home is giving you this abundance of security and safety. But the reality is that when you have this transit, when you have the North Node transiting the 10th as a result, the true security is established for you more likely than not in matters connected with your career. And there could also be a strong emphasis on your public image, on your reputation during this time when the North Node does transit the 10th house. And this could be a period too where you can take some of that South Node 4th house energy and inject it, incorporate it into the 10th house, such as you have to keep in mind the 4th house is associated with Cancer, so you could be bringing some of those nurturing qualities into your career. And really, and also perhaps during this time you may have been, as I stated before, about being dominated by family interests. Well, maybe it's something you may have learned from your family you might be able to apply to your career, to your livelihood, to maybe attain greater status and recognition, and being able to cope with responsibility maybe more than usual. Now, you may have been dominated by family responsibilities, or could have been maybe during this time you may have, or maybe you are dominated maybe by taking care of a family member, or you might feel maybe a dependency on family members to some degree. And this is a time where you need to extricate yourself from that. And if that is the case, and focus on the career interests more. And because really having a strong, stable family life could be tied in to having a good career and making more money perhaps from that, so you could support a family more. So those are some things. But what I'm saying is not necessarily everyone in your family, but your own family, your biological family, the kid, if you have any kids, is what I'm saying. So those are some things to look at. And the thing about it is, when you have a transit from the North Node to a house, that could be the challenge there to evolve and really that this is a period perhaps connected with growth for 10th house matters. And it's also 10th house is about our social status, and it's really about how your stature in life, how it stacks up with others. And really, this could be a time when you can not let the family life and the home life dominate you so much, where you can go out and you go out into really to do something to really make yourself perhaps increase your social status and be able to maybe have yourself where your stature in life is closer, is I should say increased compared to what maybe it had been. Those are the things that you may emphasize during this transit. And really, it could also be a time where you look at the 10th house. It's also about authority figures, and it could be really there might be something pressing connected with an authority figure that maybe you have to deal with, and it's something because the South Node transiting the fourth, you kind of maybe put to the back burner and you procrastinated on. It could be something connected with some kind of superior or somebody, maybe it might even be somebody connected with your career that might be a person in authority. So those are some things to look at as far as this transit goes. And anyway, it's also important to look at the aspects, if any, that are made from this transit to your natal planets and points, as this could impact the transit. Now, let's say, for example, that you have the transiting north node is making a square in conjunct or opposition to your natal Neptune. Well, this could be a time where you may feel apathetic, maybe a little lackadaisical in addressing and confronting a certain area in your life. And being with the north node transiting the 10th, this could be connected perhaps with your career, your public image, and your reputation. Now let's take another example. Let's say that the transiting north node is making a conjunction to your natal Pluto. Well, this could be perhaps you may have an all-encompassing need for some kind of transformation or major change during this transit. And being in the 10th, this could be tied in to career matters. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the North Node transiting the 10th house in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the North Node transiting the 11th house in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.